I'm back. Today you join me on one of the probably one of the last rides on my R9T. Didn't take very long. I did decide to swap it for a street triple. Yeah, lesson learned at being impatient, kind of, in the sense that I was impatient to get on the BMW because I just wanted to be back on a bike. But I should have just taken my time and maybe actually already tried the new street triple anyway. But yeah, basically I tried to sell the R9T privately, but after like 6 weeks or so, I think I had one person inquire about it, had a look at it, and nothing, no interest. So I kind of took the hit and traded it in with a dealer, which meant that I ended up losing about 5 grand all in all, after like 4 months of ownership. But I guess that's kind of what you'd expect to some extent. So it has now over 10,000 kilometers on the clock, and here in Switzerland that seems to be a magic number where people stop considering buying anything secondhand, from what I can tell, unless it's something much cheaper. And it also, because I was like the first owner apart from the dealer who had it as their show bike, it just depreciates so fast. But yeah, maybe as an explanation as to why I decided to trade it in, basically it's nice for cruising around, the R9T, and it will kind of go somewhat sporty. It's just those last 10% where I just don't have the confidence in the bike, basically. So, and those you can't really test on a test ride unless you're, I don't know, gunning it, you know. Yeah, so for one, it's the brakes, like the initial brake bite is kind of squishy, and then it is a heavier bike. It's not super heavy, but it's heavier. So yeah, braking performance isn't quite what I'd like. Like, I just don't feel super safe in an emergency situation. The other thing is the rear wheel. So braking moderately hard into corners, and then the engine braking kicking in, because it's such a big lump of an engine. I don't know what it is, if it's the shaft drive or the engine or both together or the tire, but like braking hard into corners, the rear wheel feels like it's on ice. Like, it's so weird. It like on the street triple I had to really force to like hard braking for it to actually just lift the rear wheel and feel anything like this does at moderately hard braking. So interesting. I wonder where this is taking me today. What the hell? Yeah, maybe a short side note. I love how Kalimoto sometimes just goes like, oh yeah, you wanted a twisty route, here's this tiny random roads that will take you up past 3 people's houses, probably a farm with not very good road surface, most likely. But it's fun, gotta say. And then lastly, okay, this way. The last thing that is my main gripe with this was the turn-in, actually. So initial turn-in on the R9T, because of the low center of gravity, super fast, right? But then trying to get it to really hook mid-corner when you're like still adding lean angle, at some point it basically resists adding more lean. I don't know if it's just the tire or the bike, but compared to some other bits that I've driven, well, that's a big bird, hey, Jesus. It's just a bit scary. You're mid-corner, you're like, oh yeah, keep going, add lean, and then it just kind of stops. And yeah, I don't know, for the type of riding I do, like, it's sporty, but I'm, you know, obviously trying to be better at chilling the out. It's just not very confidence inspiring in like the last 10-20% of like performance, if that makes sense. So if you're happy with keeping it within like the chill to somewhat sporty area, it's a great bike. But for me, there's something about it not inspiring the most confidence. And then the street triple is just so much better. Ugh, it's not even funny. So yeah, for, you know, this kind of riding, just tootling around, having a nice time, this is great. It pulls like nothing out of the corners from quite far down in the rev range, you know. It looks epic, I gotta say. Like, the looks of the R19, man, there's a reason I always wanted to have one. But you know, it's not all about looks, isn't it? It's what's inside that counts. In this case, like 1200cc. So I should have the street triple in a month, hopefully, if all things go well. Maybe I'll take this out a couple more times, but obviously don't want to like rack on too many more kilometers on this. That's it, really. That's my update. Guess the moral of the story is don't get too excited during a test ride. I mean, this is like, I literally did the same thing again, right? I got too excited during a test ride and put my name down for the street triple. But at least in that case, I knew the previous version and I could tell what the improvements were just from the test ride, because they are that obvious, that it is that much different. Yeah. So I feel slightly more justified with my decision. Oh, you know what I also really miss from the street triple? and not for the reason you think. It's the quick shifter, and I don't mean for like, you know, absolutely blasting down the road or like on track and stuff. It's such a convenience thing, I gotta say, having the quick shifter. Like being able to, like when you're approaching a corner, go like, I'm in the wrong gear, not have to worry about, you know, the clutch and upsetting the bike because you're like moving around with your foot and everything. You just like quickly tap it and it just slots into gear, and you don't really have to think about it. Yeah. Can't wait. I got the red one. Ugh. It's such a sport bike color as well. I gotta say, I'm grateful to the R9T for teaching me or showing me how things can be different. You know, how they can be kind of worse, or at least different enough that you have to think about it. And you know, teaching me how to chill the fuck out. It does prefer much more relaxed riding style, so you just have to take it much easier, and it kind of made me realize what that relaxed riding style feels like. Because with the previous street triple, because of how it wanted to be ridden, I was just almost always on it. And this is much more, you don't want to be on it. Yeah. But at this kind of speed here, it's nice. I'm sure there's people much more capable than me that can adjust their style to whatever they're riding. And are able to control this thing in a way that it works in unison. But I cannot, basically. Just not talented enough, I suppose. But as I've discovered, it's not the bike that makes the riding style, it's the biker. So it's on me. And I have to try and remember this every time I go out for a ride. That it's on me to not be stupid. But I reckon that can be arranged. It's gonna take some practice. Wow. Damn. Wowzers. Yeah, definitely remember if I'd been here before. Jeez. I mean, really look at that. I've definitely got to come back here when the pass that I just couldn't go through is open again. As in, during a weekday. So apparently it's shut on the weekends because of bikers. Oh wow, what a view. This is pretty spectacular, hey? Oh well, while I still have battery on the GoPro, hopefully the next time I'll see you guys is back on the Triumph. On the red Triumph. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. It looks so good. It rides so good. It's gonna be so much fun. And then I'll come back here. This is uncomfortable given the road surface, but definitely worth visiting. Just needs to be after work or something, or during the week, so that you're allowed over the pass. Anywho, see you all next time. Bye bye.